It's time for World War II.
In Europe, war had officially begun. The battles were being fought between the Axis powers, made up of Germany, Italy, and Japan, and the Allies, Britain and France, and later the Soviet Union, America, and China. But as of now in America, we were still in denial that a Second World War was upon us. The Japanese were showing strong aggression and were attacking China brutally in 1937, making the whole world uneasy. Japan had never officially declared war on China or anyone, but there they were. President Roosevelt gave a speech on October 5, 1937, condemning Japan's actions and warning that the war was closer to the United States than they wanted to think.
If those things come to pass in other parts of the world, let no one imagine that America will escape, that America may expect mercy, that this Western Hemisphere will not be attacked, and that it will continue tranquilly and peacefully to carry on the ethics and the arts of civilization.
To say that they could not stay isolated in this war was shocking to many Americans, and they grew angry at Roosevelt for suggesting such a thing. In Europe, Britain and France were continuing their strategy of trying to appease Hitler in order to maintain the fragile peace. By the end of 1938, however, it dawned on the two countries that the only way to stop Hitler and Germany was to fight and defend their land and people. Hitler violated the Munich Pact in the spring of 1939, and this seemed to be the last straw for France and Great Britain. The Munich Pact was meant to establish peace in our time, in the words of Charlie Chamberlain, by giving up the Sudetenland to the Germans. However, Hitler's response to this so-called peace was uncalled for, as taking over countries tended to be frowned upon.
The British were proud of the miracle of Dunkirk, but the new Prime Minister, Winston Churchill, cautioned Parliament. Wars are not won by evacuations, he said. The miracle of Dunkirk was in 1940, and the military tacticians thought that the German forces would not be able to break through the Ardennes. They were, unfortunately, wrong. The British forces were able to escape due to a German tactical error. However, the French weren't so lucky.
People were in turmoil over whether to be involved in the war or not. The US President, Roosevelt, wanted to contribute and help the Allies, while the US citizens wanted to be neutral and stay out of any conflicts. As war broke out, Britain needed materials. The only country that could support this was America, but as they were neutral, they couldn't directly help either side. The Germans were rude dudes and were quite hungry for territory and materials. I cannot believe he made me say rude dudes in the script. They violated the Munich Pact multiple times, annexing Austria, taking Czechoslovakia, and remilitarizing the Rhine. Germany finally invaded Poland using blitzkrieg tactics and help from the Soviets.
Bye.